Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Off the Rack. I am Sal. My co-host is normally Tiffany, and she will be here shortly, but we are going to start things a little unconventionally for our normal live show, which is, of course, a comic book review show. We talk about books from the past week, recap and review them, tell you what we thought about them, but no time for that right now. We'll do the official intro in just a second, but before we do, I'm very pleased to welcome a special guest to today's episode, Mr. Chris Gooch. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being had. We appreciate you coming on the show. We're talking today about Starship Godzilla, a new book from the Kaisei initiative from IDW. This one being, like all of the recent outings of Godzilla series under this Kaisei umbrella, completely and diametrically different from itself, from its counterparts, and from anything you may have seen from Godzilla. Tell us, what started your involvement with Starship Godzilla from pitch to paper?
For sure. I sent in a pitch to Jake like a year and a half ago, maybe. Yeah, it was pretty similar to what's come out now, except it had a couple of things that sort of wouldn't get through the Toho approval process. A couple of things that are like, oh, we can't have that happen with this. And, it wasn't a big deal. So we adjusted it, went from there, and pretty much built something that resembles, what it looks like now. Oliver jumped on really quickly as well. I was a huge fan of his work from his first Godzilla book that he did with Rosie Knight, I believe. It was probably, I watched your pitching video actually with Joshua Williamson? Yeah.
Yes, nailed it. First try.
It was probably, similar to what he outlined and you guys talked about in that, like a page and a half, had some character stuff in there as well. But it was like short, sharp. I did it over a weekend and I was like, oh, I got an idea. Maybe I could get someone to introduce me to Jake. I just did it and I was like, yeah. And I sent it off and forgot about it. And then he got back to me quickly and I was like, oh, this is like a lovely experience. And I've tried doing more pitching from then onwards and it's been more of a struggle, but it's really lovely.
It's interesting. From my own experience, I can tell you that from when I heard there might have been an interested party to sending off the pitch, that was like butter, no problem. And then I thought, ooh, I've got the fire. Sent like 8 pitches after that, never heard back to a single one. I think that's just par for the course as far as jumping in and getting involved. But of course, you're no stranger to comics in general. You've spearheaded or at least been involved with several indie darlings. You've worked on Hello Darkness, one of Tiffany's favorites from recent outings. And you're paired up with Oliver Ono, who drew at least the first. Is he involved in the entire process or is it just the first few issues?
Yeah, it's definitely like my and his book.
Your collaboration. He's your collaborator. Great looking series. I love to hear that we, at least Josh, helped get you the formatting right and getting you something to help out with that. And I'm glad. See, folks, it works. Watch the show, subscribe, like, everything like that. But no, Chris, tell us about what Starship Godzilla is and what people should be able to expect, at least tonally, if not story-wise, because it has shades of the familiar that I think are only making it that much more accessible and exciting.
For sure. Definitely like comps are like Cowboy Bebop in space.
That's exactly that's right where I was going to go with it. I'm like, this has a real Bebop feel to it. Yeah.
Yes. We're definitely so there's the relaunch, there's 3 books. We're like the cosmic side of it. So it's like a big galaxy. So our first 3 issues are like standalone. Oh, my dog's whinging. Standalone. Come here, puppy. Standalone, sort of visiting like new worlds that are like built around like cool sci-fi stuff that I can get Oliver to draw that are mixed in with kaiju. Because like the idea is it's like a big spot of the galaxy or universe where like people are living pretty side by side with kaiju. Like the little towns, cities, stuff that we visit, like have like they're built around these giant monsters that they live with. Like
Right.
For example,
they've made an impact on, well, we've seen it in other series where the kaiju have created a significant impact, both literally and figuratively, on Earth, on Seattle, and one of the more recent series. This one, the kaiju, of course, I think it's something you brought up in the issue itself. I don't want to give away too much. You guys should pick up this issue when it drops. It's officially August 25th is pre-order, but it comes on sale on October 1st, where they say kaiju aren't just limited to Earth. They're not just terrestrial creatures.
Yeah, there's tons of them in the galaxies, at least in the section that we're in. Like, for example, the 5-page sort of prologue that the first issue opens with, which was in Free Comic Book Day. I'm assuming they're okay with me mentioning it. That's
if it's out there, I think it's it's play ball.
They're like raiding a giant auction house. Like, that's how cold open, and they're stealing like kaiju eggs. So I think the aim is, like, all of his artwork is really like fantastic. So the aim is to get him to draw like amazing stuff, cool environments.
If I may, I mean, it's, folks, I think you can get it from the Free Comic Book Day issue, but especially from the cover here. It's Firefly, it's Cowboy Bebop flying around. Instead of it being in Serenity, they're in Mechagodzilla. And they're flying around using Mechagodzilla as a starship, and they're pulling heists and kidnapping or stealing. In this particular 5-page opening, it's kaiju eggs, which of course have its own implications. It's fun and action-oriented. Oliver's work absolutely has a real kinetic style to it that lends itself to visual comparisons to, like, Bebop, for example. Got a lot, like, one of the main characters is kind of a lanky, ne'er-do-well kind of character. Reminds me a little bit of Spike, but in a fun, homage-y way. But our main focus, our protagonist, tell us a little bit about her and about her journey, because she has a really fun, like, connection to terrestrial family and also her kind of starship family.
Good question. So it's dual leads. It's Rohan and Aeon. Aeon's on the front cover there, and Rohan's behind her. So it's sort of like that. Like, she grew up on the ship. Her grandma's on the ship with her too. She didn't build it because it's the original thing, but she's modified it, and she's kind of like the head engineer. The grandma is, and it's her. Can you give me 1 second?
Sure. Yeah. Totally. I'll take this as an opportunity, by the way, folks, for you to remind you that Starship Godzilla #1 is its pre-order deadline is August 25th. So you have until August 25th to pre-order the first issue, which of course comes on sale October 1st. So if you are just interested in picking that up, check it out.
We have a big rescue dog, which has just had a tough life, and she's like she's doing really well. But she's definitely like a big influence for a lot of the, like, animal kaiju interactions.
Yes.
Like, in the book. Like, it's there's almost some Pokemon elements in there where it's like, these are creatures, if
they're fantastical, or
you're in their territory, like, you know. But yeah, so Aeon's our lead. She's sort of more like, has like a really strong sense of right and wrong, uncompromising in that sense, where Rohan's a bit more like jaded.
Yes.
Older, a little bit more beat down maybe by
more world weary. Yeah.
And, you know, like, I've worked a lot of crappy jobs for a lot of companies that I'm like, ugh.
Right.
He's sort of more in that phase where he's like, you do what you got to do. Like, let's get through. And she's like, no, there's right and wrong. And that's sort of the central clash for us.
Right.
And then she has more of an affinity with the creatures themselves. Like, possibly, maybe in the first issue, the eggs hatch. So who knows what could happen?
So without giving it away much, I mean, obviously we're talking about the first few pages of the issue. There's a lot more going on. You see a lot more high-flying, fantastical stuff. I got shades of there's, I don't want, you know what, I won't give anything away. I'll just say it's very fun sci-fi. Would you call this PG-13 or all ages kind of book? Because I noticed that it does have this kind of very Star Wars-y kind of quality to it, where it can appeal to both the old school, long-standing science fiction adventure fan, but it has the kind of visual elements that appeal directly to children of age for science fiction or for sci-fi fantasy like Star Wars from like 11 to 12.
Yes, sort of. Depends. I guess it would depend on parent to parent. We got swearing. Sure. But,
yeah, but it is a little bit more scaled back. I noticed the comic book, all the ampersands and censorship that goes on. When you want Batman to say "holy shit," but you don't want him to say it.
Yeah, no, if you don't mind, like if you're a parent and swearing is not a big deal, then yeah, definitely nothing is gonna bother your kid. Probably 10 upwards, I'd say.
That's fair.
Like we don't get too dark with any of the. I mean, things have dark implications, but nothing,
of course,
nothing too horrifying. Nobody's going to get nightmares.
Right.
But yeah, Star Wars is also the other. It's like Cowboy Bebop, Star Wars, kaijus. Right. I'd say like that's a big one for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, the element of kaijus, you get like these. Again, just massive set pieces, massive creatures, familiar characters, as well as, of course, characters you're going to instantly fall in love with. I can tell you, folks, I read the first 2 issues, and I can tell you it's a really fun read. I actually am going to pre-order the series myself. I just didn't have time to do it, but I will be doing it within the week. Folks, if you want to check this out, of course, just to remind you, the pre-order is August 25th, but the on-sale date is October 1st here in the States. Chris, before you go, is there anything you want folks to walk away from this, like knowing full well where they're like, whether this is a story that has been in your heart for years that you've wanted to tell, or if they should be looking out for something that that the series promises to deliver on sometime in the future?
I think if I was going to go for something, I'd probably go for Oliver's artwork, which is phenomenal. Like every issue, at least for the first, actually, I'd say every issue is like a new like planet that is like new setting that is intricately designed, and he starts very strong and he gets better and better and better. Like I would say if you buy the book and you don't even read it, you're getting your money's worth. It's like phenomenal artwork and phenomenal world building, character design. I've been very lucky to be paired up with him. So yeah, I would say buy all of his work and then, continue to buy it for the rest of your life.
You've made a convert out of me. I'm a big fan of Starship Godzilla. Folks, check it out if you haven't already. Chris Gooch, thank you so much for being here. Is there any Substack or particular online haven that people can go to if they want more of your thoughts or stylings?
Instagram, maybe, if you can be.
That works for me. Hey, that's safe. Excellent. Check him out. Chris, thanks for coming on. I really, really appreciate it. And looking forward to the next issue. And if you ever want to come back, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, I'd love to. I watch back issues most weeks, really. Anyway.
You are doing the Lord's work, man. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for checking us out. And thank you for the shout out for All Stars. We appreciate that too. I'll make sure to tell Josh that we sold some books as a result. Thanks, man. Have a good one. Take care.
Bye.
And there you have it, everybody. That was Chris Gooch from Starship Godzilla. Very excited to talk about this series because it's a good book and I dig it and it's cool. It's got a lot of fun elements in there that appeal to me as a reader.
It's fun.
What's fun, Tiffany?
This sounds like a way like not at all this at all. But do you remember when our moderator made me play Godzilla Monster of Monsters?
I do.
Which is Godzilla in space as well, but like the literal worst version of that concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
Godzilla Monster of Monsters from the Nintendo Entertainment System that came out in 1989 was
something I never wanted to play.
You never wanted to play, but
and then was forced to play.
You played it for like 3 hours.
I didn't play it for 3 hours.
I feel like you did. It felt like 3 hours.
It felt like 3 hours. It felt like an eternity. But I'm just saying, like, oh, that concept is a great idea. And technically within the lore of Godzilla, it's just it has not been done. Well, I'm sure it's been done
to effect.
But I'm just saying, like, when you said that, I was like, wow. I'm like, wait, wasn't Godzilla in space in that game for whatever reason?
Yes.
It had something to do with like planets switching or I don't know.
The cover art is the best thing about that game. And the fact that you played it for like
a
while. I don't know if that video is even available anymore, but if it is, it's on youtube.com/ComicPop.
Nobody wants to see that.
I loved it. I actually uploaded it on youtube.com at ComicPop Plays. And YouTube was like, no, because it is the same video that we uploaded.
Oh,
and they
yeah,
were
they're
like,
not a fan.
You have to delete it.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
That was a shame.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the new set, which is kind of the old set, but we spent hours redressing the set and kind of making it our own, making it new for the new,
all right, hang on,
new audience.
Because you look at this doesn't necessarily look like
You're
hours.
like, this doesn't look different at all.
But it was hours because we also tried working it over in another area, that the poster wall, which we did technically make work, but we realized that we were going to need some additional equipment to make the show function and have Sal be able to
use the set or use the studio and in any regularity.
Yes. So I made 2 set designs, and this is the second one. This is one that we decided worked better. So that's where we're at right now. But like, so when you say hours, like, yeah, it was like 4 hours, but this was like maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. But we did make some significant changes. We're going to make some significant changes as we go, which you can enjoy and watch. You
better enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wanted you to read Starship Godzilla, but like you weren't going to be able to do on the interview, so I was like, whatever, you can read it later. But I can
buy it like everybody else.
But like the first 2 pages, I was like, oh, this is Bebop.
Oh.
And then it goes like Bebop, Firefly. How dare you? And then it's like Phantom Menace. It's big, high flying. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is a show where we talk about comic books that came out last week, and we review them and talk about them. We also talk about the news. I want to address something before we do, but before we do that, before we get into the news, let's say this show is sponsored by viewers like you. If you're watching the show live, you can sponsor today's show by using Super Chats. Ask a question or comment. We'll read it here on the show. We'll dedicate a whole section of this show to reading the Super Chats and going off on tangents.
It's all
Lord knows, you might ask or say something, and I'll go off on another 20 minutes. And I do apologize to my darling wife who has work that isn't this the next morning, that I keep her from resting as a result of this show. And it's all because I can't shut up.
It's okay.
But yeah. So,
it's all good.
Trigger me and delay my wife by asking amazing questions and making great questions. I don't know what happened. Oh, the background changed. Yeah, I was
like, I saw like movement and colors.
Yeah, out of the corner of my eye.
What's even happening?
But, yeah, so that's how you can sponsor today's show. Of course, big thanks to IDW and Chris Gooch for coming on the show to talk about Starship Godzilla. A lot of news. The last, I want to say 4 episodes, that's a month worth of shows. We've been like, oh, yeah, a lot of things in the news, but we don't have time for that. We're do actually have time to talk about the news. And it's not really that much news, but there was an announcement from DC. There had been some conversations. Marvel and DC are doing a big crossover. I don't know if you know, but it's coming soon. I believe in September, we're getting the Marvel one.
That's right.
So only in a few short weeks are we getting the first Marvel DC crossover since 2000, I want to say 11 or 7? 3? It was JLA Avengers. So I think it was 2003. But I remember 7-11 because those were the times when
because that's a convenience
store, but those are also the times when I was thinking about like how many years had passed since we had a Marvel DC crossover at the times when I was making videos about those.
Right.
But yeah, we're getting Deadpool Batman from Greg Capullo and Zeb Wells, as well as a number of shorter crossovers, increasingly shorter crossovers as the book progresses. It's
just one panel.
Yeah. Well, we're getting at least one. I think there's like going to be like a 1-page story. In but some of those things are Kevin Smith and I want to say Adam Kubert teaming up to do Green Arrow Daredevil. That's going to be like, I think 8 pages. That's probably like B story. That's like the next up in the length.
Right.
But we'd heard all about this stuff and we were really excited about it. And because it was a Marvel DC venture, we hadn't really thought about the fact that DC is doing their own,
right?
Which actually has a much more exciting take on the Deadpool Batman crossover, because Grant effing Morrison showed up after having declared not too long ago that they were never going to do another Batman story. And they're like, oh, unless he crosses over with Deadpool, then I'll definitely do one.
I'm here for it.
Insane. Weeping, falling angels in the background of that battle, which I think is indicative of the fact that like the heavens themselves had to open up to make this crossover happen. But we hadn't thought about, what are the backup stories? What are those stories all about? Well, DC came out with an announcement. Here you go.
Right.
And they did it in a curious way. They released variant covers.
Yes.
Like Marvel had.
Right.
But then we're like, oh no, but those variant covers are actually about the stories.
Which is bizarre. to do it that way.
Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo are doing a Nightwing Wolverine crossover, but it's Laura Kinney. And I'm like, I would love to see Bruno Redondo draw Wolverine of Laura Kinney.
Right.
And I'm always a fan of watching Redondo draw Nightwing. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a big, ridiculous, like multi-sequence action fight. But yeah, we're getting one of those.
Yes.
Let's pull up the list officially.
Yeah, just pull it up.
Yeah,
just get that list and pull it up.
I am pulling.
Have the list ready to go.
I'm trying.
Which is what was happening right now.
Yes.
On live YouTube videos. It's happening in this moment. You're watching it happen.
All right.
Here it is. I'm filling the air with my voice, which is what you asked me to do when you were not saying. I guess I could say something for real.
Yeah, you could.
I don't have anything for real to say because I only know of one, and I know we're going to talk about it because more than a few people made sure to tag me in. And I was like, yes.
That's and the main one.
I have my.
You have opinions.
I have opinions.
Yes.
I have opinions.
Yeah, that's right.
And thoughts and prayers.
Let's see here. A million different variant covers, which aren't really what we're here to talk about.
No, that's fine. So
the covers are great.
Has everybody noticed the fact that we have a Herbie over here? I just want to know if you can see him. I'm pretty sure you can. Can you see him?
Yeah, they should.
Can you see the Herbie?
He's there.
The Herbie of it all.
Here we go.
We've done it.
We're getting a Mariko Tamaki and Amanda Connor crossover, or rather team up with those creators to give us a Harley Quinn versus Hulk showdown. Great idea. The other one that I was really excited about that I hadn't had a chance to talk about was G. Willow Wilson and Dennis Cowan are teaming up to do Static and Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, that's fun.
I was like, Static's getting a crossover.
That's fun.
He should have been in the other one.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah,
we got that awful Worlds Collide story, but we didn't get Static teaming up with the Marvel heroes. That's crazy. We didn't get any milestone characters. We're not going to get them besides Static, but you know what? Okay, fine.
That's great.
That's fine.
Yay, Static.
Yay, Static. And Ms. Marvel. G. Willow Wilson, great idea. I love that.
Is it Ms. Marvel? Is Ms. Marvel?
It's Ms. Marvel.
Okay.
It's Kamala.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
I know.
That's really fun. We can go to Jersey.
I know. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah. I think Dakota City's kind of Philly.
Yeah.
But anyway. So we're getting that.
Yes.
And as I mentioned, the Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo. And then there was the other one, which I think is the big one. Like, that's the main one. Outside of the Deadpool Batman
which is
of it all.
So bizarre.
So bizarre. This is a weird choice. And they're all weird choices. I mean, like, I would not have been the first person to say, oh, Nightwing? Who's he teaming up with? Obviously, Laura Kinney's Wolverine. Like, why didn't they make it Honey Badger, for God's sake? Didn't make it Gabby. That would have been awesome. But it should have been Gabby and Red Hood.
She might be in there anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Gabby and Red Hood?
Yeah, Gabby and Jason is the crossover. I mean, you do the Robins. You make them all Wolverine. So it's Batman and Wolverine. That's your crossover.
Uh-huh.
And then you do Nightwing, I guess, and Laura.
Wouldn't you do, like, Jason and Daken?
Yeah. Two sons nobody wanted. But have, really verbose fan bases. That's a good point. So yeah, okay. Yeah, Gabby and Damien though.
Yeah, Gabby and Damien. Who does Tim get to team up with? Is it no one?
Well, you need a forgotten Wolverine. So which Wolverine did I forget? There's Logan, there's Laura, there's Gabby, there's Daken. I don't know. That's a great question.
And then there's Tim.
Yeah, and Tim. And like DC Comics, we forgot. So let us know.
Well, no, wait. So Tim. Well, no. Okay. So you team up regular Wolverine with
Batman,
and then you team up Laura with Tim.
But what about Nightwing?
He goes with. Oh, I see. You're putting Wolverine with.
Yeah,
Batman.
Wolverine gets Batman. All the other Wolverines get the sidekicks.
Okay.
Jimmy Hudson. That's funny. Jimmy Hudson's the son of Wolverine from the Ultimate Universe that no one remembers. That's now a member of like the TVA or something. That's hilarious. That's so good.
Oh my God.
You know what? That's it. Tim and Jimmy.
That's it. We've done it. You've done it, chat.
And they do something that is super important and no one notices.
Yes.
Like they save the multiverse.
Yes.
That's it. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, there's another one that the cover alone, I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Then I realized this is going to be like 8 pages.
You know what's really funny?
Three writers.
You were so excited, and then like I immediately I felt really bad, and I was just like, yeah, but. So what is it?
The crossover is Constantine.
Said it wrong.
Not this one.
No, yes, that's true.
You reserve Constantine for English writers.
Yeah.
But
Constantine Strange.
Constantine Doctor Strange.
And then Sal told me the writers on this.
The writers on this are as follows. And it's 8 pages, right?
All right, let's go.
Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, and Joshua Williamson.
Which is, listen, we just talked about All Stars and what a great show it is, and I am not going to give any of those 3 writers a hard time. I am going to say I think it's really, really weird if you're representing DC, the birthplace of Constantine, that there is not a British writer among you.
And you have one who's maybe one of the best writers of Constantine since, Jamie Delano, Garth Ennis, Alan Moore.
Who
wrote literally one of the best runs of the character.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking, of course, about Tom Taylor. No.
I'm like a little annoyed about that because I'm like,
and because realistically, it's because you want to see Cy Spurrier write a Doctor Strange story.
Well, yes, I do, but it does it sucks, right? I just feel I'm not saying that others can't write for Constantine.
No,
I just wouldn't mind out of the 3 writers to at least have a British voice in there.
Yeah, no, it's only
him.
3 American guys.
Yeah.
That being said, it's also interesting because I don't think any of those 3 have ever written for the character. For either character.
That's the other thing.
That's interesting to me. I think that's a fun opportunity for all 3 of them. I mean, if they had said, "Oh, James Tynion IV is doing a Constantine book," you'd read it. You'd be hyped.
Maybe I would.
I think you'd be hyped.
I don't know. I've really gotten very used to the British take influence. Or just across the pond take on.
Yeah, but Tom Taylor wrote that Black Label book that you didn't care for either. Tom's Australian.
That's different.
It is different.
That's across the other pond.
Yeah, it's another whole pond.
That's the other pond.
Yeah.
That's like a lake.
Yeah. It's a pretty big chasm.
I'm like, listen. We all know I'm going to buy it. We all know I'm going to read it. But I'm just saying, I'm not going into this thinking that this is going to be the greatest thing of all time. A, it's going to be way too short. And B, I just don't know the voice that any of these writers are going to bring to the characters, to either of them.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know. I'm not going to get too hyped.
Fair
but
enough.
I can't believe that here is what I will be shocked about and just excited about in terms of this, that 3 different big name creators wanted to tell a story like this
about either of those characters.
Yes,
if not both.
Yes.
Yeah.
That of all of the options, they're like, oh, we'll do that one. I'm like, what? Okay. I mean, hi, welcome team, like Constantine and Doc, to the thing we all knew, which is that they're great characters and should have really good stories told about them.
That's true, and yet doesn't. I wonder if they will approach it from the perspective of these guys have met many times before because they both have access to the veil. They both can peel back the curtain and go
maybe it'll be interesting because Tynion's obviously done his own thing, but clearly came up under Snyder. So you have 2 writers who are going to maybe write more close to one another, and then you've got Josh,
right, who came up alongside Scott.
Right. Well, and it still works with them and is a contemporary of theirs, but maybe not in the same wheelhouse writing wise.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I have nothing. I know nothing about it. I will tell you, I also didn't know that Josh is doing this, and I had to text him and be like, "Are you for real?"
It's also going to be interesting because the fact is that this is the DC side, so it's probably going to favor Constantine.
Probably.
So
that's a shame.
It is and it isn't.
Because now you're finding out which one is your favorite.
What do you mean?
Because you were sad to hear that Doctor Strange would not be favored, or at least that you suspect.
So here's the thing, right? Ben Grimm. I feel like people,
Yancey Street,
people who really get Constantine are able to walk that fine line of him being an egomaniac, but also understand that he is a jerk,
right? And
so he can fall down on his face sometime and still be, the book can be about him.
Yeah.
So it's but you have to understand that that core of who he is, and so I feel like a writer who already has that voice would have an easier time integrating like Doctor Strange into it, where like Doctor Strange is verbose and he's over the top, depending on which version of him we're going for. He could be a womanizer, like all of those things. He's, obviously much more like, by the numbers at times. He recognizes all of the, things that he has to do. He
has a strict sense of obligation.
Yes.
And responsibility.
Yes. And so like that's what I want to really see, is to introduce that force into the world of Constantine, because I feel like this should be in Constantine's universe.
I think it will
and
be.
Doc enters into it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go get him. I think Constantine's gonna
which means that like at times Strange should be made to look a fool, but also at times Constantine should as well.
Yeah. I like the idea. I think you have to see where it's like I fully expect Doctor Strange to go, oh no. Like, I am not helping you again. Like, was there more? Give it to JMD Mateus. Never write a whole issue about it.
I guess from my pitch would have been if they do this version of this.
Yes.
If they were to do it on the Marvel side.
Right.
Yeah, have Hickman do it, because he's already written for Wynn, and Wynn is like a half measure between Strange. He's like a Constantine Strange hybrid.
Yeah.
So I just feel
Hickman ain't English though.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna stick with what now? I can't put an American writer on it.
You're the one who was complaining about the fact that you didn't get him.
I'm complaining about that from the DC side, the birth of Constantine.
Yeah, well, they have Al Ewing.
I know, but
like, keep him the hell away from
I am like that. Character. But like you're the people, you birthed him.
That's true.
Like Doctor Strange, like if you're doing it in his neck of the woods, whatever.
That's true. If it's from Doc's perspective, it should favor his narrative.
Cheers.
That's fair.
So I'm still excited. I don't want to like yuck anyone's yum about this one, because I think it'll be in the spirit of it being a crossover. And so like I'm just thrilled that we got it. And I think it's interesting that, again, this caliber of writer wanted to write for him. I'm just like a little disappointed that one of them isn't a Brit of some sort.
Yeah, that's fair. And that it's only 8 pages. Here's something interesting.
It's 8 pages in total.
Yeah.
It's 3 writers on 8 pages in total.
That's correct.
Maybe that's not right.
Okay.
Maybe it's more pages.
It's not.
Maybe it's more pages.
Here's what I find interesting. And it's something that I noticed this time.
Yeah.
Because I saw the variant covers, and it's funny, I saw, what was it? I think it was Ron Mars, who of course co-wrote Marvel versus DC and DC versus Marvel with Peter David.
Yes. We forgot to mention his link, but go ahead.
Oh, good.
Oh, that Hayden Sherman's doing the art.
Yeah. No, I mentioned that at the top.
Oh, I didn't hear. I was just writing to the writers. That's
exciting.
That's very exciting. That's very exciting. But yeah.
And maybe when Hayden's done with Dark Patterns, Hayden Sherman can draw a Doctor Strange or Constantine book.
Sure.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I didn't even put it together when I saw the variant covers. Oh, that's right. So Ron Mars was talking about how he's like, look at all these variant covers. We would have. Can you imagine the variant covers we could have gotten if we had thought to do that then? And I was like, I think there are more variant covers for these 2 books than there were amalgam issues. And they made everything. But can you imagine? In 1996 or 94, I think it was 96, them going, oh, everyone, like Joe Mad doing a cover, Jazzy John Romita Jr. back in the day doing a cover, Frank Miller doing a cover in 96.
Yeah.
Anyone, Jim Lee, we gotten some Jim Lee now. We got a variant cover of Batman and Wolverine, which I was like, yeah, I guess I want to see that crossover. We pitched it earlier today. But yeah, just seeing the artist back then.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. That'd be super fun.
I know. Brian Boland. Who was I thinking of? Bernie Wrightson. Anyway. But one of the things I noticed with the second round, I was like, where's Spider-Man?
Listen, he's got to get out of the way for the magic users.
Well, just no variant covers of Spider-Man or Superman.
Oh.
And then I realized that Spider-Man and Superman's crossover, the first Marvel DC crossover, if you don't count the Wizard of Oz movie adaptation, was 1976.
Okay.
This does well. This does what I hope they want.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we're getting in 2026.
Oh.
40 years.
Is it
50 years?
50 years.
50 years.
I'm like, wait, math is
Math's
math
hard
is hard
for people like us.
Stupid people.
Yes. Content creators. But yeah, I was like, oh.
I mean, maybe.
Also, what's the Batman Daredevil? How could they have not recreated the Superman Spider-Man cover with Batman and Deadpool? You know, Batman swinging around the other side, Deadpool doing a thing. Just saying, it's surprising.
Because they gotta do something different.
They gotta do something different.
Because Deadpool is not.
In Spider-Man, they did a whole issue of Deadpool. I think your Golden Boy wrote it, where Deadpool like does a whole issue where he goes back in time and.
No, I meant like Deadpool's no.
No Superman.
Yeah.
No.
Or Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I guess that would be why.
Just exciting. It's an exciting time.
No, it is an exciting time.
A month from now,
like,
I'll be reading an issue of Batman Deadpool.
I don't want anyone to think I'm like, ew, because I'm not like, ew.
No.
Like, this is coming from a place of like just hesitance of like being.
But you know what it is? It's like it's one of those things where it's like
what we get.
I am 100% with you. I understand your frustrations. I'm in one of those camps where I'm like, if this was any other book, like if this was just like if DC announced they're doing a new Constantine book and it was written by Scott Snyder, James Simon Forth, and Josh Williamson, I'd be right there with you.
Oh no, it's fine. It's just weird to me because it's also like, you know, DC was the one that was like Vertigo is coming back, and then we haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
and like, you know, John had a great book recently, but like not under that label, and so it's just like I'm bebopping and scatting all over the place, and I shouldn't be because it's just a crossover and like it's its own thing.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think Marvel said, I want your top 3. If you're gonna make it a Doctor Strange crossover with Constantine, I want your biggest writers.
There's no way they did that.
Why not?
Because they don't treat Doc super well.
No, but if DC asked for him, if DC's like, I want to do Constantine and Doctor Strange, Marvel went, then it has to be written by the guy who did Court of Owls.
Maybe. Or maybe they just wanted a shot, you know? Like,
oh, it could be them going like, oh, what's that? Like, what's left? Oh! I mean, I know, and this is true. This is something that I just know, that at least Scott and Josh, I don't know James at all, but Scott and Josh have always wanted to work on a Marvel DC crossover because they were kids.
Yeah.
When they came out, and they're like, we're big movers and shakers, and we're pretty big wheels down at the Cracker Factory. We should be able to do this. Like, we should be able to, like, I mean, Chip Zdarsky, where he's doing the Captain America Wonder Woman crossover within the, I think it's the upcoming one. I think it's the Marvel one, which is like, yay! You know, that's awesome. And a good promotion for the Captain America book that Chip Zdarsky is writing. Anyway, that's exciting. And, and it's interesting. And it I hope it's doing what they want, which is A, selling books, B, getting people to show up at the comic book store, and C, getting people hyped and excited online. One of the things that Benny and I always talked about, especially in the last several years, was the diminishment of hype, especially in the comic book industry, and how to recapture it.
Yeah. This
is something that I've been begging them for, and maintaining that it would be a flint to the hype bonfire. I hope I'm right.
Yes.
I hope they're right. I have much less skin in the game. but you rest assured I'll be buying it.
Okay.
I'll buy 2.
Perfect.
Anyway.
I know you will.
I will. What's the is there anything else going on in the world of comics that we wanted to talk about or address? Because there's a little bit of a controversy from the new fledgling Valiant. I don't want to get into it.
Oh.
Let's just say nobody handled that situation correctly.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. Doesn't necessarily surprise
There might be
me.
a super chat, but we'll see. If there is, I'll address it more directly. But I would rather just say, Valiant be screwing up again. Who'd have thought? Anyway, what's up? What's next?
What's next? What's up?
Yeah, how about this? I read this, and this is
what we're starting with.
This is what we're going to start with because we want to get the people excited early.
Really?
Chasing Amy. This book was, of course, as with every Quick Stops volume, written by Kevin Smith. This is Quick Stops, by the way, volume 3, the third iteration of the quick stops that that Kevin Smith has been spearheading. This one is a full-blown adaptation of the comic book that Holden McNeil, the Ben Affleck character from the movie Chasing Amy, creates after the events of Chasing Amy, or rather during the events of the movie Chasing Amy, towards the end. I think if you had given me this issue in 1998 or even 2001, I would have been really excited. Instead, it's more like, it's here.
Right.
You've done it. Okay. As opposed to, finally, I get it. Yay. I can finally see what's going on. I'm just vamping because I wanted to get the creative team besides Kevin Smith, but it looks like I can't get it right now, so that's a problem. Who cares? Anyway, this is it's basically a truncation of the movie. Like, they drew key scenes from the movie, but with additional Holden McNeil narration.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see the last 2 pages of the book in the movie, so we know how the issue ends, and it's cool that they had the attention to detail to, for one thing, make the cover, just recreate the cover,
mm-hmm.
and for another, recreate the last 2 pages, and then like extrapolate from there. And it's like, yeah, I guess that would be what Chasing Amy was.
Right,
just a distillation of what happened between these 2 characters with running dialogue or monologue from the main character. It fails as a comic book in the universe.
Okay.
Like, in the world of Chasing Amy, no one would want to read this. Because
and on this show, no one wanted to read it.
No, I did, because I was like, "Hey, Chasing Amy, let's go. Like, let's see if like maybe it's more introspective. Maybe Kevin's got more to say." I was actually kind of worried that Smith was going to like retcon it, because he does in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. That he was going to change the whole thing.
Yes,
but no, slavishly devoted to what this book was supposed to be in 1997.
Okay,
but as a comic book, it's like,
I'm still trying to find out who this artist is.
It's just recreating the book, the movie, but poorer because it's missing key sequences. Like, I can't imagine reading this in a vacuum. Like, I can't imagine being an audience member from back in the day and like reading this and going like, what are you trying to say? This is the artist and letterer is John Spragnell Meyer. There we go.
Yeah, I didn't know how to say that.
Sorry,
so I was just like, I'm just going to give this to you.
Did a great job. If he did the book back in the day, I don't know. But if he's recreating the last 2 pages, then kudos, because it looks exactly like it came from the book. This is very vexing for a number of reasons. The first of which is, this never happens in the movie. Like, like this cover, I don't know what this is supposed. Like, I never understood what this cover meant. Like, clearly it's like a life drawing thing. Like,
yeah,
like Joey Lauren Adams' character, Alyssa Jones, was doing like a nude modeling for an artist, but also she's a lesbian. So maybe there was some kind of like an innuendo. It never happens in the movie. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to think.
Right.
Why is he saying, "Oh, Amy"?
I don't know. Listen,
who is Amy in this context? Because even in the comic book, it's not like Holden McNeil saved these poor characters whose lives he ruined within the context of the movie, and like by naming Alyssa Jones Amy. No, like Jay and Silent Bob show up and they give the monologue and he talks about Amy, and I'm like, there's nothing here. It's weird. It's a weird, like, Ouroboros comic book. It's funny. I love it as a fan that like the comic book in the movie is a comic book I can hold in my hands.
Okay.
But when you read it, it's like, just watch the movie.
This is something that literally, like, I've never had. I just like, I'm just like, okay, like, this is one of those things where I'm like, it's not for me. I don't understand this idea of like him making these comics now. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
He didn't do all of them. It's not like he's now suddenly doing Blunt Man and Chronic comics. He made Blunt Man and Chronic. That series actually he did make to promote Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. There were two of them. There was one called Chasing Dogma, which I considered doing on back issues and then read it again. And I was like, there's no effing way. But then he did the Bluntman and Chronic series. And that is like supposed to be the Bluntman and Chronic comic book that Holden McNeil and Banky Edwards make in Chasing Amy.
Right.
Again, there's like no way. Like there's no way that book would exist even in the context of the world they're making. Like it's weird because like on one hand he's delivering the thing, and I love that idea. I like the world building. I like the kind of like shattering of the fourth wall kind of concept.
Sure.
Like, here's the book from the movie.
Yes.
And you can read it. And it's like actually it's not like winking and nodding. It's literally the book.
I mean, it's a little winky and naughty.
Well, now. But back then it's like that's the book. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't hate it for existing.
Okay.
It doesn't work as a comic book in the world that it comes from because I can't imagine it. Like it'd be like somebody like reading a Reddit post that someone made being like, I screwed up my life. Am I the asshole? You know, like that's the amount of value that this comic book would give to someone who's reading it in that world. As a comic book in 2025, there's no audience for it.
Yeah.
Outside of collectors, like outside people who are like, I want everything Kevin Smith, and I love Chasing Amy, and I have Chasing Amy, the book that Holden makes that is the personal statement he wanted to make. There's no real lesson either. That's the most frustrating thing is Holden's supposed to learn a lesson at the end, and he's like very slow on the uptake, but like he's supposed to learn, you know, like about love and about his role in relationships and about the mistake he made and how he lost the love of his life. And I don't see any real lesson being learned through the exercise of making this book. It's just kind of a shorter version of Chasing Amy.
Right.
And then him saying he's sorry. I mean, like, you know, it's an expensive apology letter. I mean, he did write and draw it himself in the context of the movie, but anyway. It's impressive that it exists.
Sure.
For that, I appreciate it. That's it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I wanted it to be more, and I don't know why I thought it was going to be.
I'm just like, I can't believe how like much time we just spent on this book.
Yeah. Well, I really want Tiffany to be tired tomorrow, so I'm just making sure.
I have no. I'm not racing to the end of this show. I just mean in terms of like just what it is.
You know what it is? Here. All right. Since you just gave me the runway.
I did not.
I owe so much to Kevin Smith. As you can imagine, being a heavy-set Jersey boy who makes stuff for himself. I owe so much to Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith inspired me to write when I was a kid, teenager. He inspired me to podcast when I was a 20-something. He seemed to shepherd me creatively through different echelons of my life. And I owe him for that because this is the life that I now have sown as a result of his influence. It's not just his influence, but he was a significant
I know. I get
world.
that.
As you know, I'm not talking to her. She knows all about it. But I'm just saying, like, I owe him big time.
Yes.
And I also owe it to him to not pretend like he's infallible or makes only great things. And that the things that he made that I gravitated towards creatively as a fan inspired me to make more. When he broke through that wall and became a personality himself, that also helped to inspire me. I'm thankful for that. I know it cost him greatly because it like hurt his psyche when he, you know, recently within the last few years to be that kind of character. And, you know, I can only sympathize. And I wish him nothing but the best. And I owe him, as I say, I personally feel like I owe him. That's what it is.
Okay.
But that's why I talk about it. That's why I check it out.
That's fair.
You know?
That's fair.
And so that's it, really. I just want to, like, just as an explanation, like, why am I talking about Chasing Amy? And moreover, why am I bagging on it? You throw a rock, you'll hit somebody on the internet who's like looking for an opportunity to tear down Kevin Smith. to give him a hard time for no good reason. And I'm like, I understand that that's horseshit. Like giving somebody
but
a hard
I have
time.
a good reason.
No, and I'm not. I don't think I am.
Understand.
It's just, but I always give him a shot. He's worth a shot every time.
Okay.
I will always give him one.
That's fair.
And because so much of what he has made is so important and precious to me, and it's made me make things that I want to say are precious to some other people. And this also helps me kind of like refresh myself a little bit. It's why I'm like so insistent on like, why do we need to change the set? Why do we need to change the thumbnail aesthetic? Why do we need to change all these things? Because like, I don't want to be, this isn't a Kevin Smith thing necessarily, but he helped to remind me to refresh. That's where like the Conan influence comes in. Don't be afraid of change and evolution. So yeah, so it's, I talk about Chasing Amy because it's like, I like that movie a lot.
Okay.
And this is neat that they made it, but it's another one that didn't work out.
Okay.
But it's neat. Like, and again, like if this book had been put out, by Oni Press back in 1999, I'd have it in a place of prestige in my office.
Sure.
In 2025, it's like, well, what the hell is this anyway? So, anyway.
That's very fair.
Do you want to talk a little bit about Power Fantasy, since we're talking about like the most important and exciting books out on the shelves right now?
That sounded
dismissive. And
yes.
I'm more saying like we haven't actually. Where the hell are we going to talk about Batman? But this book is important. But also I know that you don't want to give too much away. I can't
really talk about this.
But here's the floor.
This is the end of the second arc, and so the next trade is on its way.
Ooh.
So Gillen in the back of this issue encourages everybody, like if you have that friend who's waiting to trade, read this. This is it. Go grab it. September.
We both fit.
I know.
We did it.
Yeah. September is going to be a break month for them.
Oh no.
No, it's coming back the next month.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. No. September is just like, they're not going to put out a Power Fantasy. He's actually putting out something else.
Oh my God. What a pro.
It's actually a collection from Image.
Image, the magazines.
Yeah, but it's put together like finally, so that's going to come out.
You have every issue of Image.
Yeah, and then in October, I think Power Fantasy is coming back for its third arc.
Great.
It talks a little bit about the way he writes. So if you're ever interested a bit in terms of how he structures his books, he's a really interesting way of looking at it. So again, great essay in the back if you're somebody who is looking to maybe write your own comics, your own stories. He thinks about things very specifically. So I say it's worth a pickup for that. Otherwise, the story itself is phenomenal. There was something not even hinted. There was something explicitly said that would happen in this issue at the end of the last issue. And it's like, well, how is it going to happen? Well, how could these characters make that work? Is Gillen going to actually do this? Is he going to go through with it? And yes, and I will say at the end of this issue, I literally went, and like
that's so rewarding.
The ramifications of the last page, September's gonna be a long month.
And unlike Saga, you don't have to wait 6 years for the next one.
Gillen mentioned something about like timing and how much story he had and all of this. And he does have a lot more he'd like to tell about this. And I think he's just encouraging people to buy it so that you can, hopefully see more of it. Again, this is Kieran Gillen, I apologize, and Casper Wingard on art. The Wingard art is, of course, spectacular. There was a moment in this issue that I was just like, this is just all right. So we talk a lot about sometimes like the anime influence or the manga influence
on Western
comics in terms of writers when they discover it versus like writers who's just maybe always been a part of them, or maybe they just take a little something away from it.
Yes.
There's a character in this universe called her name is Masumi. She's Japanese. She has like a world-ending sort of ability, and it really requires her to be like kind of chill.
Yeah,
and like people tend to placate her and all that. There's a lot surrounding it, right? But at one point, her girlfriend, like they're on the phone with each other. She's going to do something. Masumi's doing something very stressful, but she can't go with her. And so she's on the phone and she tells her like, don't worry, just don't go to it. Like, it's fine. Skip it. Like, just sit in your room and watch Evangelion again. And I got to tell you, as a fan of Evangelion, there is something that like Gillen clearly knows this series and like the importance of the series and what the series means to have that be that character's comfort show.
Right. Because I'm like that. Yeah. Relax and watch Evangelion.
Which means that like Masumi sees something in Shinji.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
which is not good.
Oh!
That's not a good sign.
Like, all right, so when I talk about like writers sometimes like just like building worlds without like obviously building worlds, he just was
he just
like
dropped a big like information bomb on you,
but that like you don't
without actually making it like an annotation
right,
or something.
but it's like not something you necessarily need to understand anything that happens or the character. It's just something that also just informs you of like the world, like the well-roundedness of these characters. It just proves to you how much Gillen seemingly knows about his world and his characters already. It's things that we may never learn about them, but he knows them. Like he knows these individuals inside and out.
And sometimes when he gives you a detail about them, you get so much more.
Yes. So like that for me, I was like, oh,
right, because it could have been superficially, it could just be a reference.
Yes,
it could just be like, oh, and also maybe even subdermally, you look at it and you go like, oh, right, because Evangelion's kind of about the end of the world, and about great powers,
right,
so sure.
right.
But it's like, no, if like you as a fan of Evangelion, you're like, wait, no, but if I think I know where he's going with this, why would it be their comfort? So you get much more out of it. You get even more depth from just a line.
Yes, from just a line. And that really like just,
it informs really the genius of Gillen and why he's probably one of the most overlooked writers working today.
This issue was spectacular. The series overall has been like really super well paced, and it's funny how there were moments I think back on some of the earlier issues where I was just so into it and it felt like we were just getting so much information, but that like Gillen admitted in his essay at the end of this that he's like, we knew that we wanted to fit in like this amount of information within this amount of issues. And just to keep constantly showing you how many plates were spinning in the air.
Right.
And that for me, like blew my mind. I'm like, you are doing that. You're 100%.
You've done it. You've done the thing.
Doing that. And I love it. I love it so much. This issue was incredibly strong. Like what an ending for an arc. Like if you read this volume and you had access to the next volume, you would immediately go and get it.
Yeah.
You'd immediately go pick it up. You'd immediately grab it to read the next thing. Those of us who are reading this issue to issue are now like, just like, like just like fists clenched, just when is the next one coming out? Again, if you are enjoying books like Ultimates right now, if you enjoy books like, I guess even Martian Manhunter to some degree, but like really I'm thinking I'm like targeting the Dennis Camp stuff because a lot of people like it because of how it seems to be like a breakdown of kind of what's going on in the world today, but also of like
a deconstruction
of like superheroes to some degree. If you enjoy the concepts of Watchmen, or at least some of Watchmen, you're probably going to dig this book quite a bit. It sounds like it's called the power fantasy. So maybe you think it's more of a fantastical world. It is not. It is straight up about superheroes and like
in the world
what that would mean to a world. It's an alternate history of the world. Obviously, like things occur because of the heroes. And it's also interesting to see the inner politics of them. And when I say politics, I don't mean like dry, boring stuff. I mean just how
the inner workings,
but really how they survive day to day.
Right.
In terms of the world. No, because it's really like more about the world where it's just like, but if you had one person who could do all these things,
it would change things.
How would that work? Like, how would everyone else feel about this? Like, how do we keep this? What are the checks and balances? And how do we work it? How do we trust the people who are behind that? There's a lot going on within this series. I think it's a spectacular series. There are moments where you're going to read things where there's going to be like a lot of music references. Take it upon yourself to learn more if you want. It's just, again, Gillen's also a big fan of music overall. So if you want to just, get some, fun insights into his,
some new playlists playing.
Or like into his taste or his character's tastes. Have
some something in your back pocket to talk to Kieran Gillen about when you go meet him at a Comic-Con or something. Be like, oh, you recommended a
or band. Like, oh, I picked that up, or I started listening to this because of whatever.
Because of what I read in Power.
Additionally, the essays in the back of this are really great, and they help to talk about comics as a whole. They talk about the industry, they talk about art, they talk about writing. So it's like, if you're really interested in this industry and you want to learn more, I also recommend this book because Gillen's just talking about everything.
Somebody on the internet mentioned the Krakoa era, and it was just this whole weird conversation about like what a failure it was and how it was creepy and uncomfortable, and just everyone kind of just, it was under a subreddit I'm not
about this book.
No, it was about Krakoa, and
sorry,
it was awful.
yes, sorry,
but which we don't agree with, but you know, it was just a weird, like, interesting. It was interesting to watch an entire community just being like, we all agree that Krakoa was the worst, right? Like just unmitigated terror, but some lone voice saying the Gillen stuff was really good and you should read power fantasy. It was like, have I found Tiffany's ghost account? But someone saying like you should read his essays because his essays indicate like what it was like to work on them and what his ideas were, and like whether you agree or disagree about like this, that, and the other thing in your misinterpretations of Krakoa. This is what Gillen was trying to say / do. And I was like, that's really cool that person said that.
I agree. I don't know if this is necessarily what...
This is not Krakoa 2.0.
This isn't like secretly what he wished he could have put into Krakoa. This is
It wouldn't work one-to-one. It wouldn't make sense.
No, it really is. And he puts it in the essay better than I can tell you about it. But this is his... what writing in the world of Krakoa sparked. Like he had this idea and he was just like, ooh, I want to explore this, and that's where we got. So this is really like something he's very interested in.
Yeah.
I just think it's super tight. I think it's super well written. I know for some folks who maybe are coming from the big two, it can be hard sometimes to jump onto an indie book, especially where it's just like, I don't know these characters.
Right.
I don't like, it's not like, listen, if you're trying to pitch somebody on Batman, they probably have at least
some
idea.
They have an immediate ground floor about what it's all about.
Right. So imagine instead, though, of like the ground floor being that you have a base understanding. Imagine the ground floor for everyone is we're all learning together.
Exactly.
So it's like you don't have to worry about knowing all the history because Gillen's going to give you all of that. He's going to tell you everything you need to know about them. Wingard is going to show you.
And it's going to look great.
It does look great. I will say it is mature at times. There is some nudity.
Oh, no.
But like for some people,
what a delight.
But some people don't like that, and I do want to warn people that if like that's something that makes them uncomfortable in comics, or if you have like little kids,
you
don't want to leave that around.
It reminds me very much of,
but it is very artistic.
Sure, it's tastefully
and I
done.
think it's very beautiful.
Yeah, it reminds me very much of when I was introduced to Preacher, which is not this, but I remember reading it for the first time, reading the first volume, and it grabbed me, and I didn't know anything. And I remember growing up as like reading Preacher. Like not reading it, I remember growing up in the world of Preacher. Like every other ad was about Preacher. Every creative talking in Wizard was talking about how good Preacher was. Kevin Smith was making the Preacher movie. Like there were so much Preacher, I couldn't escape it. And those covers were so scary to me. I just didn't want to have anything to do with it. And I was also deeply religious at the time, and I was like, this is blasphemous. But I eventually got round to reading the first volume. And despite the Garth Ennis of it all, I was so deeply hooked. And because I was in a place where I couldn't get comics all the time, and it was pre-digital comics, I had only to buy trade. I could only get trades when they were available at the store, if I was there, if I had access to it. Even having a car was limited at the time. And so I remember returning home from like being away, and I had the last like 3 volumes. Like I was like, I have it. I can know how it ends.
Yes. And
I remember reading like the third to last volume, and I was like, and there was so much going on, and all I wanted to do was just get through it to get more. I'll get more of the story in my body.
Yes.
And I was like, it was just a weird phenomenon where I was like, I have to stop and just take, like, because I'm enjoying this just as I was pacing out all the other things because I didn't have access to it.
Yes.
But now that I did, I had to get it all.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that being a similar situation for power fantasy, where it's like, just, oh my God. And now you have the 2 volumes. So it's just, you're going to be, like, but you got to take your time and pace yourself. And each issue was carefully crafted and made for you to read and enjoy. Gillen came up during a time, and I was reading Preacher. Preacher was made in a time, this is the parallel, is where they were made pre-internet. Gillen was reading pre-internet. His influences are everything is trying to get your attention. So it's made in a way that you are meant to reread it.
Right.
You bought a thing.
Yes.
For the price of a Netflix subscription.
Yes.
you could read one thing for 12 minutes or watch everything that's ever been made for the same price. Now it's an impossible choice.
Right.
Then it was like, you bought this thing for $3 to $6. You better freaking read it. You better appreciate the art. You better look over it. It's nice to hear that there's a book out there that reminds you of that. And it gives you this opportunity.
Yes.
And it is an opportunity to pour over it and to let it wash over you, to absorb it, to reabsorb it.
Yes, because I often find myself going back because it's like, obviously, like I take a little bit longer to read. I'm just a slower reader than you are. Has like nothing to. It's just the way we consume things. Right. I'm just
used to it because I needed to read so that my parents didn't catch me reading.
Yes,
not books, like comic books. They were like, "What are you doing?"
Like nothing.
If you're reading a comic book, that means that you can mow the lawn.
Right. But I will find myself even going back to just look at some of the art a little in more detail. Yeah. It's just a lovely book. I don't know if it's still out there, but I know at one point Gillen had put together a link where you could like check out some of the first few pages to see if it was your cup of tea.
You were singing its praises. What did you call it?
I can't remember what he called it. He called it a primer, I think.
Yeah, it was a primer.
It was such a brilliant idea. I don't know if that link is still out there, but essentially what he had done was he put together like a pitch deck for you to give to your friends, to look through yourself, to see if you were interested in this book before you bought it. It was totally free. I was like, brilliant. Yeah. Just completely brilliant. I love that so much. Mm-hmm. I wish more independent books did that. I think it would be an easier sell for people who maybe aren't ready to take the leap into independent books. I understand that because it's like, they're all comics.
Yes.
Like they're all comics. Like manga is comics. Comics are comics. Like Western comics are comics. But like
webtoons are comics.
But like reading a webtoon versus reading a manga versus reading a Western comic, it's very different. And it may not be for everybody. I would say when you drill down into that, it's like reading Marvel, reading DC, and then reading something that's independent is also very
equally daunting.
Difficult or different, just in general, where it's just like, but you know, in this world, like I know that like certain things are going to be safe. And when something world shaking happens, usually we get like a kind of a heads up beforehand. In independent comics, it's like anything can happen at any time and you're very unsafe when you're reading them.
Yeah. If you have anxiety, reading indies is tough. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, I love this book. I just love the thoughtfulness of it. It's really just hitting me. I'm definitely resonating with it quite like intensely right now. So much so that like, I know Ethan really ended up.
He bought the first volume.
No, I gave him the first.
You gave him the first volume.
He resonated more with Animal Pound because Sal always says to one up me. But I gave him Power Fantasy because I thought he'd really enjoy it, and then Animal Pound showed up.
I don't think he read Power Fantasy yet.
Because
he would talk to you about it.
No, he read like the first bit, and then I think Animal Pound showed up, so that was the end of that. So
yeah, I'm sorry,
but like that's how strongly I felt about it that I was like, I'm gonna give this to.
You're not
else.
Wrong. You weren't wrong, and I think if he had more time, he would do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah. No.
It's a great book, and like I said, if you can find that primer, if I can find that primer, I'll share it with all of you.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do that. You keep going.
You're gonna spend time looking at that.
Well, yeah, you're good. You guys, you don't need me.
No. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if you read this, but I sure did. I wanted to give this a shot, and I'm gonna be as fair and honest as I can.
Okay.
With Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 3.
I completely forgot. So like in my head this week, no Ultimate or Absolute books came out.
And
like,
you were right.
No, but they did. Like in my head though, for some reason I made it that's how this week was.
Yeah.
And I
don't
know
where
Absolutes. I got that concept from. Yeah, and maybe that's what it was.
Because Ultimates came out and Ultimate Incursion.
But like I think it's just I carried it over from the Absolute. Absolute wasn't coming out. So I was like, Absolute and Ultimate aren't coming out. Good. Moving on. Like I don't know where. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Dennis Camp, Cody Ziegler, and Jonas Scharf, the creative team on this title. Miles Morales bouncing around the 6160 Ultimate Universe trying to find his sister. I saw someone post a picture of Miles with his sister and they called her his daughter, and because people who claim to be comic book fans aren't reading them, they just ran with it because they don't read Miles and they don't know anything that's happening. And you know what? Like, I'm not, and I think I would have fallen for it because I wasn't reading Miles. I didn't know that Miles has an energy sword now.
Oh,
I saw it recently. I've seen it, so I actually wasn't thrown off. But I feel like if you were only reading the Ultimate Universe, or you were a 616 Universe fan and you weren't reading Miles, you'd be like, Miles can generate an energy sword. And I know for a fact there are two camps. There's the camps that go, Miles can make an energy sword. And Miles can make an energy sword.
Yeah.
And those are the two camps. I'm kind of in that one. But you know what? I ain't reading the book. So that's admittedly my fault. It's also Cody Ziegler's invention, I believe. So it's going to show up.
Okay.
In this one, Miles bails on the Ultimates from the last issue. And that's when you're like, oh, that's what this book is. Like, Miles is going to go in everyone else's book,
he's
hang out with those characters. He's incurring. Yeah, he's colliding with all the books. And the Ultimates made him uncomfortable, and so he bailed on them.
Sure.
And he went to Japan, and he teamed up with 2 of the X-Men. They don't speak English. He doesn't speak Japanese, and so it's a weird interaction that is prolonged throughout the issue.
Okay.
What matters really is, like, is it successful in storytelling, world building, or hype building for the inevitable conflict?
Yes.
Or with whatever this is supposed to be. Because, like, what is this? Like, the Maker is coming. That's been the kind of undercurrent of every Ultimate book.
Right.
This book is Miles meets the Ultimate Universe, or more importantly, the Ultimate Universe gets to meet Miles. Is that engaging and interesting? I imagine, because look, when I was growing up, they used to make these what if comics. Every third what if comic was a what if about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, sure.
And sometimes those what if books were nothing about Spider-Man, but there was always a key Spider-Man moment. There's one where it's what if Captain America was revived today, and I think it was like 1993. Spider-Man plays virtually no role and then dies, and Captain America's like, "You were the greatest superhero I've ever met in my life." I understand what it's like to be a fan of a character who is more or less the publisher's bread and butter. Miles is not, but he is, like, you know, a big deal.
Yeah.
And he's a Spider-Man. So it's like, that's, you know, certainly Sony's bread and butter. They told Marvel Cinematic not to use him. But that's what this book is. This book is like, man, Miles is so cool. And I haven't seen anything to justify that in this book.
Right.
Like, I haven't read Miles. And the book is like, look, it's a great idea. Maybe the book, theoretically, if the book wasn't pulling great numbers, there's a great idea to sell Miles, because, like, people are reading the Ultimate books. Get Miles in front of every single audience from the Ultimate Universe, and they'll come over and buy the book. This did not convince me to do that. And this book also did not convince me to read X-Men from the Ultimate Universe, because I don't know what the hell this is.
Oh,
like, he interacted with Nico and
Maystorm?
Maystorm.
Based on the cover that you have up that I can see.
Yes.
I assume that's who it is.
And May doesn't trust him or like him, and Nico thinks he's cool and awesome. And then they, like, hang out in an attic together, and
I don't know if Nico. I mean, listen, I'm not.
They
gonna,
talk through their phones, like, she does emojis and stuff, and, like,
sure, I'm not gonna, like, purport to be, you know,
like, the creator of the character of Nico. You're not going to speak for her,
right?
But,
I really can't.
But as a fan of the book and as a reader of the series,
I don't know if I would imagine that she would immediately be, like, super trusting, especially after what they've recently been through.
Right.
And, like, it depends, I guess, when this is happening, because obviously
that's the thing. I don't know when it's happening.
Armor, but it's like, if it just happened, if it's happening recently, they would. They've been through a lot recently.
I don't know when it's taking place. But I have no idea.
Okay.
But DaCosta is, like, the main antagonist. He's kind of like the Dr. Claw of the book. Like, you see him through computer screens, and he's like, "We're gonna get that baby." And I'm like, why does anyone care? And then I was like, okay, this book isn't for me. I'm sorry. Like, I want to know what happens to the characters in the universe I'm reading about. So I firmly believe that Dennis Camp is now in charge of the Ultimate Universe. So, like, this is it, folks.
I think I'm just gonna read the books I've been reading.
Oh, I'm going to. No, but I'm saying, like, when the Maker comes out of the bubble and stuff. Like, this book will have ramifications, is my point.
Okay.
This is not a book you can just go, I mean, like, I can and will, but, like, this is the kind of book you can't just go, like, well, we'll just pretend like this didn't happen.
Okay.
Because I think it will have impact on what will happen. I don't like it. You know, it's one thing to say it's not for me. I don't like this. And I'm sorry. And it's like, it's just the art, like, makes me think that they don't care. Like, it's fine, but it doesn't have, like, impact, and it doesn't validly represent the worlds they're depicting. You know, like, Peach Momoko has a very distinct style. I know it's the X-Men. I know she's part of a whole cohesive universe.
Yeah,
so it's like everyone's going to have to draw these characters.
Yeah.
But it just it doesn't have the same. It doesn't strike a similar tone to what I have experienced in the Ultimate X-Men books.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand. Like I don't understand what this is supposed to be.
Okay.
And it's not successful for me.
Okay.
I'm sure some people think this is very successful.
Sure.
I have not met them, but I hope it is for their sake, because otherwise just making a weird book for nobody.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't want to bag on these books. I know some people have complained that I'm only reading books by writers I know, and I'm like, I read what I can when I can.
Yeah.
I read what I like.
Yeah. This kind of feels like maybe this wasn't anyone's passion project.
Right.
Maybe it was more
feels
or
like
less
work.
Yeah, like they were just like, we should put because of it's Ultimate, we should put Miles in there in some way, shape, or form, just make it work.
I mean, Hickman suggested he was going to be in it,
but that's like never fun.
No.
For a creator to be like, well, all right, fine. I guess I'll just have to I'll just solve for X.
It's just like Hickman gave the card from the maker to Miles. That he did that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then to have in the Miles book, Miles go, nah, throw it away, and have his like newly invented baby sister pick it up. Like that just feels like a Miles invention. Like that feels like a thing that Cody Ziegler really, really wanted to do. Yeah. As opposed to a thing that like maybe was important to the story.
Right.
I mean, it feels like it's just trying to sell a book that I'm not reading, that I'm not going to buy.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. And I don't mean to like speculate.
No, we don't. And that's the thing. We don't know. It's just we can only judge based on the book as it is, like what it's in.
But like from what I know about publishing, it feels like like you said, like it's nobody's favorite book.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. It's weird.
What else we got?
We don't have to talk. Did you want to talk about this one?
I mean, we could just mention it really quickly
because people asked about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Bug Wars ended. Question mark. It was. This is such a weird book. Like I don't know what else to tell you guys. This is a weird book. It's written by Jason Aaron by Mahmoud Asrar. So if you are a fan of Conan,
then maybe you'll like this.
And listen, it does have a Conan feel. It's just about bugs.
Yeah.
And it's weird, and like it's really gross in this.
Yeah, this cover is really gross.
Sorry, bug.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's grosser than this. This is like toned down. Oh. Like there's just some really gross stuff that happens in this, and sometimes I'm totally cool with that. Whatever. I like. It wasn't like I was like, ew, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah.
But the end of this is just like that happened. Whoa, but. What if
something else?
This is book 1.
Oh.
And Squirrel Warriors are coming.
Oh no.
There's just a bunch of guys on squirrels. And I was like,
that's funny.
Am I interested in this? Or am I just reading this for the laughs at this point? I can't tell. Because it's like there is lore and there is depth and there is a story here.
Right. But
I'm
also like riding bugs and squirrels and stuff.
Like what?
Like it is deliberately subversive and cute.
Yeah. Yes.
I believe we both read Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman #3.
I didn't even realize we were going on the next book. Let's go.
Oh,
by the way, I know you're fine.
I thought you were
you're
done.
fine. You're fine. By the way, I did find that primer.
Oh, really?
I dropped it into
drop it in the link
to the chat. I'll drop it again just in case. That primer for
Power Fantasy.
For Power Fantasy, it still works. I just looked at it. It still works. If you were like, I don't know about this whole Power Fantasy thing. Maybe I'm not ready to commit.
Yeah.
Now you can take a peek.
Yep. Yeah. So Bill and Ortega and Tom King doing the story about like 3 different Trinities from 3 different periods in the ssame character's life.
Yeah.
Bouncing around time to recover her dynamic duo pals who've been transformed into corgis because famously Bill and Ortega wanted to draw corgis and Tom King was more than happy to deliver.
He's like, yeah, let's go.
This book, more than any other Tom King book I've ever read, is such a departure from what you come to expect. Trinity is a character that I think is an opportunity for Tom to
tapping into his love of Archie comics.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it does feel like an Archie comic. But
it doesn't feel like no.
It feels less hokey than an Archie comic.
No,
like the decision he made.
It's more like the nature of dialogue at times, and also like the stakes are a little more closer to the Archie realm than to maybe some of Tom's body of work.
Big time. Yeah, this is not Animal Pound. This is not
this is not Mr. Miracle.
Omega Men.
This is not Strange Adventures.
This is silly and fun and cute and whimsical, and even the dialogue that the characters are given is cute and fun. This also upholds a noble tradition at DC Comics of claiming to adapt or understand War of the Gods and failing entirely, which I maintain no one at DC Comics has read War of the Gods, because it is borderline impenetrable and insane, such that I knew, because my wife had an analytical mind and a innate ability to problem solve. I bought the omnibus and just dumped it on her lap and said, do an episode of Back Issues on this. And I didn't say it was hard to understand. I just gave it to her and she was like, what the hell? And then figured it out. So if you watch Back Issues, that's the only place you will ever find anyone talking about War of the Gods and understanding what the hell's going on in it. This is just Wonder Woman dies a whole bunch of times and they use their time machine recklessly to keep not screwing up, until eventually one of the Trinities meets her dad and then decides, oh, wait, I'm going to use the time machine to save my dad from being killed by, the guy from the run that Tom King's writing for Wonder Woman. And that's the issue. The rest of the time, it's cute, snappy, fun dialogue.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is that what you thought happened?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Wonder Woman keeps getting eaten by Cerberus.
Yeah, but I didn't think that she decided to ever use the time machine to save her dad.
Yeah, that's the plan. The secret plan within this was, I'm going to save my dad.
In this issue?
I think it's in the previous issue, but we see that she meets her father in this one.
Yes.
She meets Steve Trevor in this one, and they talk. And,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, what? No, because Steve clearly has his own plan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The last page. That's current Steve.
Yes.
Punching
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because I read this. This is DC sent me this issue, and I read it a week or two ago.
Yeah, no, this is she does it
her plan was secretly
she says does it 75 times.
Yes.
In order to save either the Corgi or Diana.
Wonder Woman,
yeah, over and over again. And then she messes up by Gwen Stacying them.
Yes. Which is fun because it's also clearly part of the whole thing.
But also
some things you have to
girl, you're going to be so damaged after this.
Oh, I know. But Tom's like, yeah, that's right. But yeah, no, that's right. Steve's still in the River Styx, I guess, still. And I'm like, how is that? Didn't he leave?
No, he came back.
Oh, okay. He came
because he comes back to it and the ferryman's like, you again?
Right, because Steve knocked him out in the Wonder Woman book.
Yeah, and when he punches him again.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go back.
Yeah,
I'm going to get out of here.
This is a cute moment for her because she gets to sit with past Steve and he talks about
get to know her dad as a young man.
Yeah, and he talks about just failing and all that type of thing. And it's cute.
It's cute and nice. The stakes are low, despite the fact that it is life or death.
Yes.
But the tone is lighthearted enough for you to just enjoy it. If you enjoy this kind of thing. The Trinities interacting with each other is always fun and cute.
It's adorable. And obviously, with the Corgis in the background, you get that feeling of Bellin's desire to
depict them. It's a cute book.
It is very cute, but that's what it is. It's cute. It's meant to be cute. That's it.
Yes.
Right. So it's if you go into it thinking I'm reading a Tom King book.
Just don't.
Do not. You're reading Tom King doing something kind of cute.
Yes. Stretching his other muscles.
And sometimes I'm nice. And because of that though, sometimes I'm it's a little forced.
Yes, it is.
I'll be the first one to say that. At times I'm you're trying a little hard.
Yeah. But I think it was more successful in the previous issues. This one in particular felt the most okay.
Yeah, a little. A little.
Batman Dark Patterns is the best Batman book on the shelves. If you haven't read it, I can't help you because it is.
That's me. I haven't read it.
Because I've been talking about it forever, and it's just sitting there waiting for you.
So you can't help me?
Dan Waters, Hayden Sherman, young Batman, still world building, still playing with the idea, still retconning and establishing history. It's it's an area of Gotham that no one goes to, that Batman goes to. The issue, the arc is called Periodalia, which is the phenomenon of seeing patterns where there aren't any, face on Mars or faces in walls. And Batman puts together some disparate concepts that suggest to him that the Red Hood gang is returning. And this issue proves or disproves Batman's theory. And it's a young Batman who's prone to screwing up, so you can guess which one it is. The ending is one of the best Batman endings.
Is it over?
No, there's gonna be another one, but like, no, they're doing it in like trinities or trilogies.
Oh, okay. This is part 3 of the second one, or is this part 3 of the third one?
I thought there was like another one, but I guess this
don't know.
No, yeah, there's another one.
Okay,
it was part 3 of the second trilogy.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like,
oh no, is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, there was one with the nails, the uncomfortable eyeballs.
Yes, that guy.
There was uncomfortable eyeballs.
Then there was Scarface.
And then there was building.
And then there was this one.
Okay, so there's 4 then.
So this is 3. This is the third one. The third story.
Yeah.
In the Dark Patterns story, but there's another one.
Oh, in my head, I thought it was just 3 arcs.
No.
Okay.
There's more.
Yes, there we go.
And we're getting another one soon. The next issue will, but they're not like, yeah. You don't need to read all of them, by the way. You could read them independent of one another, but why would you? Because it's so great. Yes. Yeah, the ending is one of the best like single issue Batman endings, like for a story that is not that important and doesn't have the highest stakes in the universe. Like it reminds you that Batman's a street level character that is amazing.
Is there a through line between issues 1 through this right now?
Technically, yes. There's a doctor they have no business working with that they introduced in the first story that is still being like called upon, which I'm like, what?
So there's less. That's less Legends of the Dark Knight.
It is exactly like Legends of the Dark Knight. But with a narrative through line that is sometimes ignored for the services of this story.
Okay.
You know, like if you ever want to just read the Scarface story, you can. And you'll go, who's the doctor guy? And you just look at the Wikipedia article about him.
Okay.
And then you'll know even more about him than I do now because the book isn't over. But this is great. It's just Hayden Sherman's doing an amazing job. Great Batman artist, great artist in general.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
You know, really captures this like kind of claustrophobic ghetto feel for the town they're in. There's so much there's so much in here that is just like why I like Batman. People are like, oh, Styles' favorite superheroes are Spider-Man and Batman. Yeah, well, you know.
You're not wrong.
You read the best stories of them and you suddenly have a greater affinity for them. And because these are the biggest, they get the most stories about them.
Here's my theory about that.
Okay.
Is that Batman and Spider-Man are like the PlayStation 2 of the comic book universe. There's a million stories out there. Some of them are going to be gems.
Yes. Yes. And they also put out a lot of other games.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like, and there's going to be a lot of other ones where you're like,
yeah.
All right.
But this is great. I won't give it away. Just read read these 3 last issues. Like read Peridalia.
Okay.
If you thought the Scarface thing was silly.
Only based on the way you described it to me.
I mean, Scarface is a building. But not really. It's great. Check it out. Also, Predator killed the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, he sure did. Written by Ben Percy with art by Marcelo Ferreira.
And others.
Daniel Picciotto.
Yes. This is in the...
Did I say that right at all?
Probably.
Did I try?
This is in the Ben Percy microverse where all the Predator versus stories all took place. They all happened. And this issue is like the Avengers of those books where like, oh, look! I love how the Spider-Man crossover ended like 2 weeks ago and they're like, remember that cross? I'm like, yeah, I vividly remember it just freaking happened.
Thank you.
But also, like, you know, he's writing for a trade. Like, you know, it's like, you might not.
Right.
But I love that they're like, and Kraven beat that, you know, Kraven fought that other guy. Skinner. Remember Skinner? And I'm like, every issue talked about how great or scary or important Skinner was, and he played no role. He didn't do anything.
But did he?
But oh my God, Skinner! I'm like, we can't get away from saying this stupid Youch's name. But then also like that dumb Predator from the from the worst one came out, and he's like, I'm here too. Remember the Black Panther one? And everyone's like, no. And he's like, well, I'm in it.
That was me.
Well, you don't have to worry about it because I'm in here now, and I'm wearing vibranium armor. And that's all you need to know. Is that I have vibranium armor.
I'm the Youcha. The Youtya.
Yeah, Youtja. It's Youtja.
I know.
But yeah, Youtya. Yeah, so the Predators are like, okay, well, we were there to like test the world, and then Kraven showed up, like spoilers for Spider-Man Predator, but like Kraven left with them, and gave them and shared his notes.
Yeah, he's like, okay, so here is. Listen,
if you want the Earth,
yeah, but like, can we be honest about that? If Craven had all these great notes,
well, he's just not a very good hunter compared to the Yautja.
I guess that's what it is. It's hunting in numbers.
Yeah. Hunters. Craven's never had a pack, and now he does.
They're like wolves.
And they gave him a cool predator helmet made out of a skull.
It looks like it's like...
I think it's Skinner's head.
It looks like it's yelling all the time.
Yeah, well, all skulls do.
No, they look like they're super jazzed.
They do. Well, it depends.
Yeah.
If it's a cow skull, it's yelling. But like if it's a human skull, it's just singing or doing jazz. But like what matters is this is, watch the Marvel Universe get killed by predators.
Right. Exactly.
If you don't have a stomach for that, this isn't a book for you.
So like I admit I've never actually read any of the Kills the Marvel Universe of anything. And so like I was like, I jump into this and I'm like, right, I need to completely readjust my brain for reading this because it's not going to read like a standard story because it's not meant to be a standard story.
Yes.
So I was like, I kind of needed to go through that exercise because initially I was like, whoa. Oh, okay. We killed this person.
Yeah, we killed all the Guardians.
Well, initially it was like one character. I was like,
right.
oh, okay.
No.
We're doing it to prove how serious it is. And I was like, and then it just kept coming. And I'm like,
every issue, or every page, he's killing someone. Yes, and that's what it is. It's like Punisher kills the Marvel Universe, or whoever.
Deadpool
kills the Marvel Universe. I was thinking of somebody else. It doesn't matter. This is it's this. Craven's like, and leave Spider-Man for me. And I'm like, why would they?
And he's like, well, you got like a tiny room here that I could just, fill with
spiders and then like drink their venom.
Because it's like crucial. That's part of the notes.
It is. It's part of the deal.
It's definitely part of the notes.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to do that.
The Yautja are going to kill him at the end of this. There's no way they're not. Like they're going to hunt him because the Yautja don't need him.
The greatest predator.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, how come the predators don't hunt each other?
That'd be perverse.
I'm just saying, if you're the greatest, if you're looking to hunt the greatest prey, are you not each other's greatest prey?
I'm sure that they spar, but they don't need to hunt each other. That's not fair. They all have shoulder cannons and stuff.
What? You're just making up rules then.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're phonies. They're liars. They have a wrist-mounted explosive device if they lose.
They're sore losers.
Yeah, they're poor sportsmen. They're not really that good at what they do. But that's it. The book is just watch the Marvel Universe get killed by predators, which, like, I mean, if you're a Predator fan, you're probably going to be on board for this. That's it. It's fun. It's fun. And you get like some distinctive predators too. Like, the one from the Black Panther one.
Oh, also.
Oh God, that's right. They caught a predator, that is to say Department H. And so they made a Weapon X predator. Which I think they call Weapon Predator.
It's Predator X.
Predator X.
You had two options there.
2 options.
Yeah, 50% chance.
But yeah, Predator X. So like the Marvel Universe has a fighting chance. Sure. They might unleash the Predator X on them.
Yeah, why not? Whatever.
Okay. That was like fun, but also only fun in that page. And I can't imagine it being effective enough story. Like, why would they care? Why would it be a problem?
There's like a fun visual bit in this that is immediately thrown to the side by that guy by that Yautja in the Wakandan,
in the Wakandan armor.
Son of the king of the predators. And I was like, I don't like you because you got rid of that fun visual narrative storytelling thing where it's like the Guardians go down.
Yeah.
Groot is among them. And so Craven, all right, so first of all, one of the predators has Star-Lord's mask on his spear. Craven has Groot's head on his spear and he set it on fire like a torch.
Like he's using a torch, yeah.
And I was like,
that's awesome.
That's awesome and horrible, but also awesome.
Yeah.
But then immediately it's stamped out. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, thanks. That would have been cooler. Okay, whatever.
Okay, well, I guess I enjoyed that for a second.
Well, it's just like the Predator versus Black Panther story, where it's like, oh, that's a really good. Oh,
I guess I didn't read that. So.
It's ugly and bad.
Oh.
But Predator versus Wolverine and Predator versus Spider-Man are cool.
Do you think the images here are an indicator of who we're going to see?
Yes.
Taken down?
Yeah. I mean, everyone on the cover, we're going to see them, the Fantastic Four, Iron Man. It's all the ones that like wouldn't sell as well.
Doom is on this. And I'm like, you're going to go to Latveria?
Yeah, they're going to go to Latveria, or they're going to lure him out of Latveria. Who knows?
I think Frank's on there.
Yeah, you got to have Predator versus Punisher, but that's a book that you would sell that I've been pitching for years. I can't believe that they would kill him in this.
Right.
He'd only be a panel if
Percy acknowledging that like Sue Storm is possibly the most powerful
like person on Earth.
Yeah. So,
So she'll be back. She'll be a formidable opponent against them.
Yeah, the Thing might come back. Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah, I think the Thing is a red herring. Like
I don't know.
Kicked him into space, but does he need to breathe?
Probably. He has lungs.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. Really, like, kind of cool. Occasionally some really, like, beautiful panels, even though they're, like, sad and like whatever.
And, like, action oriented. Yeah.
Yes, but there's a lot going on, and I just remember the fact that it's like this is not in continuity,
so it's okay to, like, have fun with it.
Again, this is kind of like reading an independent comic. What's going to happen? Anything could happen.
Anything. Yeah.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. Spider-Man will probably die.
That could
he usually
happen.
does in the Predator in the kills Marvel universe thing.
But that's not fair. He shouldn't. He won.
I know. Yeah, he won that one. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to more, and it looks good. It's fun art.
Maybe what'll happen is, okay, hear me out.
Yes.
I don't want to, try to guess.
Right.
But like, what if what happens is it's not that like Kraven is going to be killed by the Predator. It's more that a Predator, like that, the Wakanda, the son of the king, kills Spider-Man.
Oh, and that'll incense Kraven.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go.
Kraven's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's
hunting season.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. What's the book of the week? We know.
It's Power Fantasy.
Power Fantasy, Dark Patterns. It's the Helena Winhorn of the week.
So that cover is so perfect too. Like for what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yep. Power Fantasy and Dark Patterns. They're both the books of the week.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Buy them. We highly recommend them. Please
go back,
Go back and read them.
Go back and read them. That is our advice to you.
So before we move on to our recommendations, let's read some super chats, shall we?
I hope that we do.
You don't have to because it's happening right now.
Oh boy.
All right.
Let's go.
Hulkzilla. Go ahead.
I can't wait for John Malkovich to appear in Moon Knight season 2 as Sweaty the Clown. Why?
He can't do that. He's friggin' the Red Ghost. But I mean, only in that universe. If Dr. Doom looks like Iron Man,
why don't we can't give him?
Then Red Ghost must look like Uncle Sweaty.
Power by giving him an actual name.
Yeah,
he can't have a villain name. Everybody stop.
Tea Time 480 loved the recent Moon Knight back issues so much.
Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up for that, even though we pushed it a day because of the proposed boycott,
which didn't do anything and wasn't really a big deal.
It's fine. I think we made the right decision to do that, and I want to just
because we heard about it from the audience, so we were like, oh, if a significant portion of our audience isn't going to watch on that day, we should push it back.
But I appreciate everybody who did show up the next day. People who were just like, wow, I thought we missed a week. No, we don't miss a week. We try not to.
We haven't missed a week in like 12 years.
Yes. But thank you so much, and thank you for all the love on that episode. I really, really appreciate it. I had a really good time with that. I love that series so much. It was really nice to see so many people saying that they're currently reading this book.
Yes.
That was awesome, or that they plan on picking it up,
or that they picked it up because they watched you talk about it.
I appreciate that too. It's very kind of all of you. Thank you.
Well, you're up next. Here we go.
Oh, Tiffany, you okay? Between learning that Strange is sticking in what?
Oh yeah, no, he's getting an ongoing where he just lives in Asgard. They broke the bridge, so he can't leave. This is from Denial, by the way.
Thank you. And sticking in Asgard and Disney making an off-brand Strange Academy. Yes, it's in New Orleans too. What?
Apparently. It's weird that like Marvel / Disney hates the things they own. Nathan Berg
and me
broke AF these days, but I love ComicPop. Well,
thank you, Nathan.
We appreciate the support.
We appreciate it. Thank you
and
so much.
Thank you for the super chat, but we appreciate you just showing up and being here.
For sure. Marvel outside of Godzilla.
Matt Fisher says.
Oh, Matt Fisher says Marvel outside. Listen, shut up. Matt Fisher says Marvel outside of Godzilla and Ultimate just isn't working anymore until Peter punches Joe Quesada. Make mine ComicPop.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Frank, thank you for your support. Says wanted to check out the Spurrier run on Hellblazer, but how connected is it to the rest of DC? Just my opinion, but I could never get into the idea that the Ennis version of John hanging out with the Justice League.
It's not
at all.
It's not at all. John's doing his own thing for sure. It
could, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. You can just jump into his run, and he does not. He's just
Batman does not appear in that series.
He's just doing his own thing. So if that's what you're looking for,
if you saw my interview with Cy Spurrier, which we'll probably never do again, you can tell he's like, I do not want to do that. Like that was not. He loves Constantine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mortazai says, super excited for that Static Batman Beyond book.
Me too. We're getting Static and Batman Beyond in a Static Batman Beyond series.
Static's having a moment,
I guess. Yeah.
Static's having a moment.
Good for him. Bear Farmer, Power Fantasy 11 really left me with my mouth open and my hands clenched. Had to take a break midway through. This issue is too good.
It's I know exactly what you're talking about. And yes, it was very stressful. It was a stressful issue, but in a great way, where it's like it very much is you, the reader, want desperately to like warn characters.
Right. Bear Farmer also asked, irrespective of super chats, he was like, I guess I'm going to have to check out Evangelion. Here's your recommendation for Evangelion. Explain how they have to watch it.
So here's the thing.
Because there's a lot of versions.
Here's the thing. I say you go back to the OG. I think that you should, and with good reason, because my understanding is I think the other ones are like...
they change things.
Yeah, but I think it's like done still within that continuity. So I still say watch the OG. It is not pleasant. But it is beautiful and amazing, and it informs a lot of things moving forward in terms of pop culture.
Right,
like people like just have will find that story at like certain points in their lives.
Yes,
and it kind of hits them. Then if you want to go watch the others as well. It's completely within your right. But I always say go back to the original, because the creator had a change of heart, is my understanding.
Yeah.
And wanted to change some stuff up and came up with this concept.
But you're not that person anymore.
I know, but it kind of has like, so if you know about Silent Hill 2 and the Silent Hill 2 remake, I believe it's kind of like that.
Though the new Evangelion stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the original.
Right. But
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Exactly.
I'm like trying not to spoil anything. Yeah. I'm like, how do I say things? Is this for me?
Yes.
Yay! Tea Time 480. Have either of you read the short Constantine Superman Christmas story from the DC Holiday Special? It's written by Lemire and it's really sweet. I feel like I did.
I don't remember that, but I don't know.
I feel like I might have, but now I'm definitely questioning if I did.
Mm-hmm. Adam Thenhouse, still loving the new camera setup. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm happy. This is going really well. We did an interview.
I think it's going really good, guys.
It's going pretty good. I'm still working out some kinks. I have an idea that I want to try out. I think I want to move the camera or the screen over there, so I'm looking directly at the camera.
I agree. But although this works for me because I'm looking this way when I'm talking to you, so like I can be looking over there too. I'm looking all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
I get all the looks. Bear Farmer back to say, I thought issue 12 of Power Fantasy was going to be the mic drop. I didn't think the mic would drop halfway through. I agree. I didn't see that coming either. It all around shocked me to the core. It was like double shock in that issue. Like halfway through, something happens. And then right at the end, I'm like,
that's great.
And then a great essay.
Yeah.
And then Fisher, a wind down.
Still looking for issue 5 of Power Fantasy before I read it. When does Rook Exodus return? I don't know. You'll have to ask the good folks at Ghost Machine. But I will be eventually talking about them. I have to sit down and read them. Ghost Machine was actually nice enough to hook me up with a couple of copies. So I'm looking forward to reading them when I have a few freaking minutes.
Absolutely. Cat Laura will defend for treats. Says Sweatman is worse than all the Bloodhunt vampires. Yes.
The Bloodhunt vampires are interesting and cool. They have like distinct outfits and stuff.
And they're like,
vampires.
Yeah.
They're not sweat based.
Please don't be a sweat based. Like that would be my fear. If I ever got powers, they'd be sweat based.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, thank you.
Danvy900, have you seen Alien Earth? If so, what do you think? I know it breaks your cardinal rule, but I thought the first 2 episodes were great. I trust Noah Hawley. I actually, you reminded me that I thought we should talk about the show on this show. We didn't get a chance to, but I will say we did watch the first 2 episodes of Alien Earth, and it's great. It's better than any of the other Alien movies outside of Alien 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It completely crushes Alien 3, Resurrection, Covenant, Prometheus.
It's spectacular.
Romulus, Remus.
So here's the thing. I was talking to somebody else about this series because they had only ever seen Alien and not any of the other movies. Wow. And I was like, wow, you can watch Aliens and you're good.
Yeah, watch Aliens.
But I was like, admittedly, I do think Prometheus and Covenant are gorgeous looking.
At least Prometheus is. I haven't seen Covenant in a long time. I saw it in the theaters with you, and that was it. And
but I remember Prometheus. I was like,
is good looking.
It is a good looking film.
And like we have discussed it, and you know what I mean. Like there is an interesting Prometheus is about Jesus. if you want to talk about Jesus and aliens, then you will love Prometheus. If you really don't, or don't think it has any place in the Alien universe, then it's a problem.
That's fair. No, I think Prometheus has outside of it being an Alien movie.
Right. It's
so
just a good looking flick.
If you remove the Alien movie of it all, I enjoy that movie a lot more.
Me too.
Because I think there's also some really great acting in there.
There
Not
is.
everyone, but I think there's a lot of like good stuff. Like
Idris Elba's great.
Yes, but when Noomi Rapace is in that pod at the end, she's doing
she's
great acting.
Noomi Rapace is great in that whole movie. She's amazing. Yes. And Michael Fassbender, of course.
Yes.
With the only exception being Assassin's Creed. But yeah, we love that show. It's great. They did. I think they're crushing it.
I was shook by how good the tech looked, especially on the ship, and how much they matched to the original film to make it set in a specific time frame, which I was like, this is great.
So far, it's the Andor of the Alien franchise.
Marius is, am I right? Marius Patrick says, I can't wait for Strange and Constantine to flip off Mephisto together. I'd love to see that. I would love to see that. Like, John just goes for it and Steven's like, yeah,
F you too. Bear Farmer calling the predator species yeehaws from now on. That's funny as hell. I love that.
Jake Stanley, Blue Blazed, says, what's the most violent Marvel comic ever?
That's a great question. I mean, there's a lot of Marvel Max books. I think there's something in there.
Yeah.
But it could be Punisher the End because of how much, what the body count is. But any Punisher Max book, there are a lot of them. But Ennis or Aaron will give you some significant violence. It's probably one of those. If I had to take a guess, but it's in the Max line.
Right.
Yeah. So let's recommend some comics.
I would love to do that.
Let's see here. Well, Absolute Batman is coming back,
Heck
so we're gonna check that out.
Absolute Flash is right there with it, so I'll be grabbing that.
I dropped reading Detective Comics, but I'll hopefully jump back in with 1100 and Batman Superman World's Finest 42. I love this series. It's great. I'm also still reading Amazing Spider-Man 10, so we'll see how that goes.
Ooh, Ultimate Black Panther number 19 is coming out. Man, Brian Hill for the win.
Yep. Wonder Woman 24, the Mice and Men arc is weird, and I'll keep reading it, I guess. We'll see.
Imperial number 3. Man, I did not expect to like this series as much as I do, but I really, really like it.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it.
I think I would too. I will eventually.
Okay. Also New Gods number 9.
Yes, the series is ending at issue 12, but then it may get a follow-up. I think that the way that Ram V has approached it, he wants to do it in arcs or spells.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I think it makes it easier for someone to decide to jump onto a New Gods book.
Yeah, I agree. But if anything was going to convince you, it's the friggin' art.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's unbelievable. There's nothing else like it. G.I. Joe 10, I haven't recommended this in a while because I haven't really caught up on it, but it's still a good book, so I think it's worth checking out.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Was there a Superman book in which it's called Night of the Superman Bat, where it's Superman Unlimited? I'm not going to read that, but what?
Yeah, right. I got to check out Black Cat number 1. It's written by G. Willow Wilson with art by Gleb Melenkov.
Wow. And Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton number 3, the saddest book on the stands.
Yep.
I don't know if this issue will be, but the last one made me angry and upset. And the first book made me cry. So what do you have in store for me this time? Issue 3.
Yes. What's next? I've been reading. I read the first issue of Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. We'll see if I continue with this. I don't care. I like Godzilla well enough, but I don't care enough to watch him destroy the Marvel Universe. I've been seeing a lot of destroying of the Marvel Universe enough.
Okay. Are you going to be checking out Venom, Black, White, and Blood?
No.
Okay, that's fair. I just thought I would ask.
No, I'm good.
I thought I might ask.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, Event Horizon.
Yes.
Dark Descent number 1. I'm going to read that.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's a great.
I'm going to read
that. It was a great first issue. You're going to like the first and second issues.
You got to talk to the writer, I believe.
I did indeed.
Yes,
that's right.
Amazing.
Marvel All-in-One number 1 is coming out. It's like a Thing versus the Marvel Universe story, but it's written by Ryan North. So if you like his All World Under Doom or whatever, or his Fantastic Four, you might enjoy this.
Hey, I want to give a shout out because I know there's a lot of fans of this series. People have asked us to cover this Godzilla book in particular on the couch, but apparently IDW is putting out a foil classics reprint, it looks like, of Godzilla in Hell #1. So if you're a fan of Godzilla in Hell and you want to grab that, it's celebrating Godzilla's 70th anniversary. And so they're going to be doing a reprint of it. And it has a foil cover by James Stocco. So if you're interested in that book or have enjoyed that series, that might be something you might want to check out if your comic book store is going to be grabbing.
Nice.
Or having in store.
Yes.
It's probably too late now to pre-order it, but I apologize. I just saw it now.
But it comes out tomorrow, or Wednesday, I should say.
Yeah, so quick, call them up and tell them you want it. Tell them to take that one copy they have.
Yeah, and give it to you. If you want to watch Tiffany play video games, you can do so normally on Tuesdays, Wednesdays on youtube.com at ComicPop Plays or twitch.tv/ComicPop. So if you want to check those out, the links are in the description below this video. So
we're going to be playing something tomorrow. I will have just gotten back from the eye doctor, so that'll be fun.
Yeah,
but they don't do the dilation
anymore.
They just take the big picture, and you got to do all the video games, essentially.
That's right.
That's my favorite part.
It's
when
great.
You go in the room with all the machines, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm going to get the high score, essentially. I'm like, okay.
It's great.
And parry. If you're playing Claire Obscure, you know that I will have failed that.
Indeed. Getting back to the super chats, Tea Time 480 says, if you're curious, that Jeff Lemire Constantine Superman story is in a very DC Rebirth holiday special, which we definitely have. So I'll check that out.
And then came back, Tea Time 480 then says, also, for some reason, the story's broken up throughout the book. So you'd have to flip through another story to get back to it.
Great. Great thinking over there. If you want to help us out in any way, you can do so by mostly just subscribing to this channel and clicking the bell for notifications so you know when we go live, which is typically around Monday nights around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out here on youtube.com/ComicPop Returns. If you want to help us out more directly, you can do so at patreon.com/ComicPop. We want to thank our super chatters for sponsoring today's show and our chat for being cool and respectful as always. We do appreciate it. Oh, and as another added bonus, I forgot to mention this. We have been nominated for a bevy of awards from the Comic Book Community Awards.
It's very sweet.
It's very sweet. We do appreciate it. It's just an honor to be nominated, but if you want to help us out, you can do so by checking out the link everywhere we are followed. If you go to this channel, go to the posts page. There is a link to a document that you can vote in. There's a lot of categories that we are in. So if you want to check that out, you can click the posts tab in this channel, or you can just click the link that we'll drop in the chat right now.
I'm going to attempt to do that,
where it will be posted by the lovely and talented Tiffany. So if you go to the chat right now, you can check out the link to that. But vote for us if you want to see us have a nice little placard. We have a little plaque right there. It's in front of the tick right now, but I
did it.
You did it. There it is. So just click that link and give us a vote. We do appreciate your support because it's actually really rare to see any kind of awards for any kind of comic book related media, much less comic book YouTube media or podcasting media.
Yes.
So we appreciate the recognition from all of you, because we wouldn't have been nominated without you guys doing it in the first place.
We honestly appreciate it, and thank you so much. It's really cool.
It's
really cool, and it
is
very humbling.
Yes.
It's like
yeah. In fact, this very show is nominated for one of them. So if you want to see Off the Rack get its flowers, we do appreciate you clicking that link and giving us a vote. You don't have to vote for everything, I don't think. You can just vote for the Comic Pop stuff. But if you have an opinion or a dog in those races, feel free to check it out and give it a vote. Outside of that, anything else going on? I think that's it. Just you play video games on youtube.com at ComicPop Plays and twitch.tv/ComicPop. It's the same stream, just on two different locations. Yeah, that's it. We'd have a video for you. We shot something. If it ever comes out, it'll come out next week. We'll see what happens. Special tease. Even the patrons aren't allowed to see it because I can't share it. We'll see what happens.
Not yet.
If it comes, if we can, you'll see it next week.
It'll be awesome,
and it'll be really cool, unexpected, something you'll never see again. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
You won't believe.
You will not believe. But yeah, that's it. See you guys next time. So long, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye.